For the third time in the last 5 nights, our cameras find their way to Case Arena here in Frankfort, Indiana. Tonight, the Hot Dogs play host to the Clinton Prairie Gophers, recently ranked number 10 now in 2A basketball. It's girls varsity basketball action here for you on the ISC Sports Network. Sean Walker, Lance Scheib here to call the action for you this evening. Coach, I am excited to be here. I love these Clinton County matchups, and this Clinton Prairie team is one that's off to a fantastic start this year.
16-2. Really playing well, have won 11 in a row. We're really playing some good basketball. Recently, as you said, ranked in the top 10. I'm anxious to see how they just transition here tonight because they've done such a great job defensively. I want to see how they work the ball offensively and how they put points on the board.
Our pregame show brought to us by FiberHawk. Now available FiberHawk fiber internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 922-HAWK. Fast, affordable FiberHawk. Coach, we're very close to tip-off here, so let's jump right into our Gangware Insurance keys to victory. With markets for everything and everyone in your time of need, we will be there. Give them a call at 379-3650 or visit gangwareinsurance.com for more information and location.
So rebounding is going to be key. If you're talking about Clinton Prairie, that's how they start their transition to offense. If you're Frankfort, you've got to limit the ability for Clinton Prairie to crash the board off offensively. Transition, again, Clinton Prairie wants to run, and they want to run, and they want to go. So I'm anxious to see how Frankfort plays that transition defense. And then efficiency, that's going to go back to Frankfort. They've got to be good with the ball. They cannot have empty possessions. Should be a great night for basketball. That's
going to do it for our FiberHawk pregame show. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups and the tip-off here from Case Arena on the ISC Sports Network.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Everyone needs to be a part of something. If not girls golf, find something. Frankfort High School provides plenty of opportunities for you to be a part of, including 19 sports and plenty of clubs. Be sure to get involved.
We love to see you here at the Farmers Bank. However, we know there are times you need to bank on your schedule, wherever you may be. With the Farmers Bank mobile banking app, you can check balances, transfer funds, pay bills, and now you can also securely deposit checks with your smartphone by simply taking a picture of the check. Download our mobile banking app today. The Farmers Bank, your local bank, your mobile bank, your bank for life.
Oh my God! We are ripping fast today. How hard can it be, right? These are now selling for about $3,500. So we're back to our old ways of pulling rocks. Act like idiots on camera, open cards, and talk about the hobby.
Power. We all want it. We all need it. It not only lights our homes, but it drives our businesses. It strengthens our communities. It empowers us to make our own decisions. Today, we're giving power to more than 22,000 members. We're a homegrown, locally based cooperative that does something the big electric companies won't: give safe, affordable, and reliable power to rural communities. We're Tipmont REMC, and our members have the power.
Welcome you back inside Case Arena tonight as the Clinton Prairie Gophers visiting the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Tonight, our starting lineups are brought to us by Ardente Dental. Healthy smiles start here. Call to schedule your next appointment, 765-654-7222. Se habla español. Coach, looking through the lineup, we saw the other night as Jordan Frazier and Peyton Dupree, Jesse Ramos, and the gals, they played hard against Western Boone, came up on the losing end of that one they're going to have their hands full on the other side with number 34, Tinley Neal for Clinton Prairie.
Well, I tell you what, Tinley comes in averaging 11.3 points a game. She really has done a nice job, especially for just being a sophomore, and just listening to Coach Amy Anthrop talk about her poise, her confidence, her maturity, not your normal attributes of a sophomore. So I'm anxious just to watch her play, because I tell you what, Coach Anthrop really thinks the sky's the limit for her.
Tinley Neal, you may recognize the last name. Her older sister, Tatum Neal, came through, scored more than 1,000 points in her high school career at Clinton Prairie, and Tinley's off to a great start as well, kind of with that youth movement. For Frankfort, speaking of youth movement, not a senior on the roster. And we noticed there in the opening graphic, it had Liz Sandoval in that starting lineup, and I don't know that she's going to start here tonight. That was one of the notes that Coach Marsh put on. She had missed practice, and so expect her to play, but not in the starting lineup. So a small change for Frankfort.
Well, I'll tell you what I really like, and I can't wait to see how Frankfort looks compared to where they looked the last time that we saw them on Friday. And, Joe Marsh has got things going in the right direction. You may not be seeing that with the wins right now, but the girls are competing. They're playing hard. They're doing some really good things, and did some good things Friday against Western Boone.
I'll be interested to see how they beat the press, because it's one of the things that Coach Anthrop hangs her hat on is, the pressure basketball for Clinton Prairie. They hang their hat on defense first, and they try to get offense out of that. Good pass over the top right away for Clinton Prairie. Point blank miss.
Nice back screen by Clinton Prairie. Great visual and recognition by the offense by Clinton Prairie. Just wasn't able to knock it down.
Now for Prairie, they like to pressure out of makes, and so obviously a missed opportunity there. That bodes well for Frankfort. It allows them to get up the floor, get into their offense. But look how quickly Prairie brings the ball down the floor.
In transition defense is great. The one thing that Joe Marsh is going to want is stop the ball a little earlier. Don't let that penetration get so deep into their defense.
Looking through the history books and just trying to, find out what the record's been over the years for these two teams, going all the way back to the 2001 season. Clinton Prairie versus Frankfort are 9-10, so Frankfort owns that matchup by 1 right now. They just see a shot go in there by Katie Blacker. That'll break the scoreless tie.
And Katie comes in averaging just shy of 10 points a game. The junior really has been playing well for Coach Anthrop, and it's a great second option to Neal for the Gophers.
Ball goes out of bounds. It'll remain Frankfort's basketball here. For Frankfort, it'll be Peyton Debris to inbound. She'll get it to Caesar.
And already Frankfort is attacking much more than they did against Western Boone. The shots aren't falling, but I like their approach right now.
Valdez with the attempt too strong. Clinton Prairie now the other way. They'll reset out top to Neal. Blacker looks down low. It's Rebecca Lloyd on the block down there for Clinton Prairie. They found her twice, but they haven't been able to get any points out of that just yet.
And credit to Frankfort. Again, they're doing a great job of collapsing down once the ball does get low. Okay, they're collapsing and making it very difficult for the Gophers thus far.
Frankfort early on doing a pretty good job handling this press from Clinton Prairie. The nice benefit in high school basketball in Indiana, no shot clock, so you don't have to be in a hurry. Obviously, you got to get across the timeline. But after that, you can slow it down, take your time, set up your offense.
And the one thing that Joe Marsh wanted from Frankfort was how can they, limit the turnovers off of the press, and then also the transition defense. Great job of attacking by the Gophers.
And one opportunity now for Tinley Neal. You saw there the ability to finish with the left hand, Coach. That's something that at this level you don't even see on the boys' side of the program a lot. And there was Tinley Neal bringing it right up the floor.
What I loved about what Tinley did was how much ground that she covered on a very, on just 2 steps. She went from the free throw line all the way down to the basket, and to your point, Sean, she finished, which is huge.
The left hand, though, I forgot Tinley Neal's left-handed,
yes.
So that was her strong hand.
It was natural. It was a very good shot by the Gopher, and like I said, I'm just anxious, and I can see her poise already. She didn't get rattled when she got hit when she made the drive.
Shot here. Caesar up. Can't get it to go. Tracked down by Dubree. Ramos now fire for three. That one in and out. Good effort by the Dogs on the glass. Just can't come away with a bucket.
3 good shots there. Keep shooting the ball. Coach Marsh is very happy. Should be a charge. Oh, got a block.
I'm with you, Coach.
Ooh. I thought Jesse
Defender was there.
But again, we're also up here a little bit of ways from the floor. But again, great job by Ramos of standing in there and taking the blocking foul.
Second foul against Frankfort. Wilson inbounds. Neal left wide open in the corner. Not the shooter that you want to leave wide open, in a quick 6 here now for Tinley Neal.
Need to identify where she is, because when she gets it, she definitely knows how to put the ball in the basket.
Frazier pushes ahead to Dubree. Dubree hounded. It'll be the first foul of the game against the Gophers. It'll go against the junior Hannah Wilson. Now, you pay attention on the floor, because right now, as this happens, you'll notice that the girl that just came into the game looks a lot like the girl that just went out, and that's because they're twins, Hannah and Hadley.
And both of them do a really good job. They're very interchangeable for Coach Anthrop.
Coach, last week for me, what was cool is I get to come home. I get to call a game in my alma mater here. Case Arena, we've done a handful of them now. But now I live in the Clinton Prairie district. My kids go to Clinton Prairie, so this is kind of a torn game for me. It's the house divided type of thing.
Well, the nice thing is it's a rivalry game. It's a game, within Clinton County, and that's a big deal. And we talked a little about this on Saturday with Rossville and Frankfort and the boys game. It's a game where these girls are growing up playing against each other. They know each other very, very well. And so, again, right now, Frankfort may not be winning the games they want to win, but I like what Coach Marsh is doing.
Saw a substitution there for Clinton Prairie as Kylie Mash comes in for the Gophers. Kylie, a player that excels on the volleyball court as well. Had a kick save that made Sports Center this year that we captured with our cameras at Clinton Prairie. A lot of people don't realize you can even use your foot in volleyball, and you can. She did it, and it netted her team a point. They go down low. Shot no good. Blacker back up. Can't get it to go either. If some shots could fall down here on this end for Frankfort, we could be looking at a tied game. They've had some good looks.
They've had some nice looks. That one necessarily was a little forced there by Ramos, but for the most part, again, they're getting their good looks. I like the sets that Frankfort's running, and again, they're getting open looks. They're just not knocking down shots yet.
So Whitaker will come in for the Hot Dogs as well as Tara Martinez. So Sydney Whitaker, Tara Martinez come in.
If you're just joining us right now, it's 8-0, and you're thinking, oh, this must be a blowout. And really, Frankfort has done a nice job. They really just have not knocked down shots. And credit Clinton Prairie, they're not forcing things. They're running their offense. They're playing within themselves.
So Hannah Wilson will come back in. Another player for Clinton Prairie that checked in that I missed is Sydney Swan. Sydney, a freshman, a standout player in volleyball. She's also really good at basketball, so more than likely going to be a 4-year starter here or 4-year player contributor on the varsity for Clinton Prairie in multiple sports.
Well, what you talked about, Sean, I am a huge multi-sport person. I just think that you're healthier, you're better academically, and I think you're better all around in all your sports when you're playing multiple sports.
Sydney, they're battling for the rebound down low for the Gophers. Her mom, Stacy Swan, was a college volleyball player, so that's where she gets some of her talents from. And her dad was a very good baseball player, Ty Swan, at Clinton Prairie back in the day, so they get it honest. I got to coach Sydney in youth softball when she was growing up, and I'll tell you, she was a standout there as well. Neal looks down low. Wilson up off the glass, can't get it to go. Battle down low as Martinez rips it away for the Hot Dogs. Near turnover. Ramos tracks down the loose ball for Frankfort. Here they go. Got a wide open player. They just missed Dubree. Frazier. Dubree puts it on the deck all the way to the rim. And honestly, I thought that would be a travel there. Didn't touch nothing.
You can't catch your own ball, but I'm not sure. Again, the officials. I'm not sure if they realize what actually had just transpired, because again, nice, great shot, point blank range, air ball, catch your ball, and you keep going. So technically, no, you can't.
It's going to be a foul on Hadley Wilson. That's her first.
Again, it's not for Frankfort's lack of effort, lack of trying. Execution's not been great, but they're getting after it, and they're scrappy. And again, I like what they're doing, but right now Clinton Prairie is just kind of weathering that storm, and then they're trying to transition themselves.
Emma McKinney, 5'7" senior, checks back in here for the Gophers. That'll give Neal a break. And as you can see, Coach Anthrop, she keeps a heavy rotation going. Quite a few girls that have played already here for Clinton Prairie tonight.
Well, you talk about being able to up pressure and tempo and press. If you're going to do that, you better keep your legs fresh. And by playing multiple players, that allows Coach Anthrop to be able to do that.
So point guard duties now taken over by Emma McKinney. So Gophers move it around. They find McKinney in the corner. That shot just a little short. Can't secure the rebound. Mash up off the glass, no good. I believe that's Wilson with it. They're going to call the foul on the ground. So just an inbound play here for the Gophers. It's Peyton Debris' second foul, though, on the Hot Dogs, and she'll be an integral part for this team. Struggled a little bit last week against Western Boone, had just 1 point in that contest. Swan, mid-range jump shot, knocks it down.
A nice, smooth mid-range jumper. I just like, again, she caught it in rhythm and really did just a nice job. A lapse of defensive. Oh, nice job.
Going to be a foul here. It'll be the second against Hadley Wilson. Tara Martinez, I think, was surprised at how wide open she was that time.
I think everyone on Frankfort's side was very surprised. Great heads-up play by the Hot Dogs. Just wasn't able to knock it down.
Ingrid Valdez at the line.
And Ingrid's the one that was really took the starting role away from Liz Sandoval because of missing practice, either for an illness or whatever. And again, Ingrid played really well, I thought, Friday against Western Boone.
So Valdez makes 1 of 2. 10-1 now your score.
Nice ball movement and nice movement in general. Great job of getting the ball to the middle of the floor, then kick out. Nice job.
Swan with the miss, and there is Sandoval for Frankfort. She's in no man's land right here and kind of bumped off position. Unsure what the call was. Did she step out of bounds?
I thought she stepped out of bounds. I thought that she did. Now, she did get bumped, but I thought she stepped out of bounds. I think that's what the call is.
Good ball movement by the Gophers. Shot too strong. Now, this was a little bit of my concern for Clinton Prairie because I was looking at the stats, and they do a great job defensively. Don't get me wrong. They turn teams over. But when I was looking at their shooting percentages, there's a lot of misses there.
Well, when you're shooting 54% from the free throw line, that to me is a concern. I know it's being addressed, but that is something that I know that Coach Anthrop is working on mightily.
But you can see defensively there as they create the turnover and get the easy layup. That's their bread and butter. That's how they're going to build their leads, is being able to turn you over and get layups.
Well, when you can, the one thing that's nice, and you know this from athletics, defense never leaves you.
Right.
Your shot may leave you. Other things may happen. When you pride yourself on that end of the floor, you're in every game, which is why they're 16-2. It's why they'll have a chance to be, advanced in the tournament and be a sectional champion.
Shot up by Frazier. Rattles in and out. That one brought down by Rebecca Lloyd. We mentioned earlier no seniors on Frankfort squad. For Clinton Prairie, I believe they have 4 or 5 seniors listed in rotation. Pardon me, 3 seniors. Blacker down low. Swan back out to Blacker. Good ball movement.
In spacing's a little tight, but ball movement is great, and they're making that Frankfort defense move left and right, and that's fantastic.
The throw ahead to Sandoval. As the clock runs out, shot's good if it goes. It does not. First quarter action here from Case Arena. Clinton Prairie on top of Frankfort, 14-1. More basketball when we return here on the ISC Sports Network.
It can be awkward talking to your doctor or healthcare provider about things like body odor, depression, drugs, relationships, or sex, but they need to know. If you lie or decide not to tell them something, you may not get the care you need.
If you are embarrassed to talk to a parent about health concerns, remember as a teen, you have the right to talk to a healthcare provider alone and get access to some health services without friends, parents, or anyone else finding out.
Take responsibility for your health care. For more information, call Healthy Communities at 765-659-6063.
My name's Gary Gangwer, and I own the Gangwer Insurance Agency as well as Farm here in Clinton County. After an accident in Cleveland, Ohio, I had an opportunity to look at insurance. Didn't have anything to do until harvest, so I thought, why not? And it felt natural for me to call on farmers and specialize in farm insurance because that's what I use as a farmer is insurance.
Welcome back to Case Arena. Our coverage tonight brought to us by the Farmers Bank. Locally owned and operated with 10 banking offices located in central Indiana, providing retail, business, trust and asset management, investment, mortgage, and electronic banking services. The Farmers Bank is here to support you every step of the way. The Farmers Bank, my bank for life, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Clinton Prairie starts out with the basketball here in the second quarter. They also have the lead 14-1. Make that 17-1 as Emma McKinney knocks down her first shot tonight.
Great job by the Gophers working inside out. Great kick out there by Katie Blacker. A nice job of knocking it down by Emma McKinney.
This turnover by the Gophers will give the ball back to the Hot Dogs. 16-point lead early on here from Case Arena.
And it really could be a lot closer. I mean, again, Frankfort is getting good shots. They're not knocking them down. I give a lot of credit to Clinton Prairie. But again, they just pride themselves on great defense. And again, that's what I wondered. Coming in, only giving up 35 points a game, and Frankfort comes in only scoring 28 points a game. And so I thought this might have a making of just a very, very low-scoring game for the Hot Dogs, just because, again, Clinton Prairie is going to lock you down.
Coach, we talked about Marsh, and you hate to say rebuild with high school kids, but that's really kind of what it is because there wasn't much of a feeder program and a youth development program, and that's all happening now.
Yep.
But it takes some time to get those younger kids that are learning the offense and things involved and developed, and then up to that level where they're able to play at a high level. That's why you're seeing the benefit. I'm not taking anything away from Amy Anthrop as a coach because she's won everywhere she's been.
Yes, she has.
But it started back with Jason Haid after Clinton Prairie had a couple of lean years there. Coach Haid got involved, got a feeder program going on there at Clinton Prairie High School, and he followed in the footsteps of the great Connie Garrett. I mean, good grief. Who would want to do that anyway, and kind of build it up and then hand it off, and you saw Jesse Johnson have some success with the Gophers, and then you also now are seeing Amy Anthrop kind of help take that to the next level as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can build it or you can recruit it, and building takes time. And I think that's the one thing that that people need to understand. Great play there by Liz Sandoval. But Joe is doing it the right way. Coach Marsh understands it takes time, but I also know Frankfort understands it takes time. The program didn't get into this shape overnight. It's not going to come out of it overnight as well.
Ripped away by Frankfort. It was Haley Padgett, the junior for Clinton Prairie, that had checked in. She was a little slow to get up on the other end.
Anytime you swat at the ball like Emma did there, McKinney, you've got a chance to draw a foul. But I think they might have got Tinley on that instead of Emma.
The first one on Tinley Neal at the free throw line is Ramos. She misses on her first attempt. Ramos misses both.
And you talked about this earlier, Sean, which I think is such a big deal. Not a senior for Frankfort. Okay, that's on there from the standpoint of adding, that depth. And so what I like here again is everyone out here playing will be back, and I think that's a big deal for Coach Marsh. Valuable playing experience time.
Traveling violation there, gives the ball back. Coach, we were talking about the feeder program and Coach Amy Antherman being at Harrison, and a lot of people said, why would you come, give up that Harrison job? They got a great program. You see Rush McCauley there having a great year at the helm of the Raiders. But she wanted to come back home. She wanted to coach at the Gophers, and she knew because of that program she was going to come back and have a good program to just take off running right from day one.
Well, the nice thing that Amy knew is she left the Harrison program better than when she found it, which is a credit to her.
Absolutely.
But she also inherited a good program, and now she's trying to make it even better. And it's a big deal to come back where you're familiar and played, and just you know the system, and you know the girls, and know the tradition that Glen Prairie has, and that's I think a big deal.
Known as Amy Newhart when she graced the courts for the Clinton Prairie Gophers.
There's something about coming home, and you understand that every time you walk into Case Arena, and there's just something special about being here. And I know that it's been a while since you've actually walked the hallways here, but it's something when you come back, there's a sense of pride.
They call me old.
Well, you are. Well, you are. You're not as old as I am. You're a spring chicken compared to me. But it's one of those things that Amy knew coming back. There's something special. And anybody that goes back to their alma mater, I give them credit because it's pretty neat and it's pretty special to be able to come back and give back to a program that was so good to you.
Blacker misses the three. Paget back up. Can't get it to go. Battle underneath. And it's Ramos. Well, she's been feisty for the Hot Dogs tonight.
She got a little spunk, doesn't she? I like it. I like her personality. She's not backing down. And I just like her demeanor in general. And really, the other Hot Dogs have fed off her because she is not backing down.
Puts up a three here. A little too strong. Blacker with the rebound. Going back to Anthem, we talked about winning everywhere she's been. That rookie season, just 5 wins, but then she got it to 10 wins at Fountain Central before going to 21-4 and winning a sectional title, and then 17-5, which then landed her that Harrison job. And in back-to-back years at Harrison went 16-8 and 17-7. Comes to Clinton Prairie in year one and goes 18-6 and has them sitting at 16-2. And really, looking at what they've got left, they've got 4 games left on their schedule. She has a great opportunity to get to 20 wins on the season in the regular season.
Well, I tell you what, I don't care where you at, what level you are coaching at. You win 20 games in the regular season, you are doing a great job. And she's been close to that each year, but I like her demeanor. I like the fact that she takes such pride in playing Clinton Prairie basketball. That's what her number one goal is every game, play Clinton Prairie basketball. Nice shot.
Ramos knocks down to 2, had a foot on the line.
But when you've got that built where the girls understand what the expectation is, boy, that is 3/4 of the battle for her, and she keeps him, getting her will and her program set. And I just like what I see.
Neal too strong, battle for it down low, jump ball, and it's about the 17th jump ball we've had in this game so far.
Well, the nice thing is, and we talked with this earlier with Ramos, there's no backing down by this Hot Dog team. They're not intimidated. They're playing. Coach Marsh talked about getting some respect. You get respect by playing hard and competing. The wins and points will take care of itself.
Inbound play here to Swan. Sneaks it up over the rim and goes in. What a shot there. That one hit the bottom of the rim and had enough spin on it to
had a little English
trickle over.
Had a little English on it. And but nice job of finishing by the freshman.
Looking out there on the floor for the Gophers, number 33, Riley Ward, checked in a few moments ago for the Gophers. Rebecca Lloyd going to check back in now for Clinton Prairie. So give Neal a break. 25-5 your score.
Again, that press is that's the one thing that really concerned Coach Marsh coming in was how many turnovers could they prevent? Can they handle the ball under the duress of that press, and they really haven't done a bad job. Yes, they've turned over a little bit. Again, they just have not knocked down shots.
Frankfort looks to inbound here against the press. They get it into Caesar. Ward right there ties her up. And if 17 was an accurate number, make it 18 now on jump balls.
Girls are doing a great job of being handsy, and again, and they're popping up. Again, when you reach, don't slap down, slap up, and you have a better chance of A, getting the ball, or B, getting a jump ball.
Great hustle there. 22 is Kylie Mash for Clinton Prairie hitting the deck.
And I think they've got Kylie for a push and a foul there. Just being a little bit overzealous, a little more aggressive than what she needed to be. But again, as a coach, Amy Anthrop's not going to be upset by that. That is a player of hers playing great defense, moving her feet, just reached a little bit.
So it sends Whitaker to the line for the one-on-one. She misses the front end there. Frankfort keeps the basketball. A little over 3 minutes before halftime. Stay tuned. Lance and I will give you the halftime show, run down the scoring. Frazier back to Ramos. She's going to travel first. Blacker up off the bench for Clinton Prairie. She'll check back in.
And I tell you what, when you understand that if they don't score, it's hard to get beat. And I think I just like that approach by Coach Anthrop, that she understands the defensive end wins championships, and so that's where her focus is.
Swan to the bucket. Gets another one.
I think everyone wants to score, and you want to have all these big numbers, but in all reality, to win it in the tournament, you have to be able to play great defense.
Frazier that time lost her footing and lost the ball. Ward brings it up for the Gophers. McKinney swings across to Swan. Back out. Wide open opportunity here. McKinney knocks it down.
Woo! Goodness. That was
30-5 now.
Yeah, that was a great in rhythm shot, and McKinney had no problem knocking it down.
Debris spins through the defense. Little floater up, can't get it to go. Approaching 2 minutes now before the half. And there's Ramos. Hey, throw it up. Maybe something happens. She knocks one down.
She is ultra aggressive, and I just like that about her. It's one of those things. She has taken the challenge of being able to play hard against a great opponent. I know they're down 30-7, but it has not stopped Ramos from coming out here and attacking and being aggressive from the opening tip.
You talked about defense, being able to hang your hat on something like that, Coach. Jesse the other night had 4 steals in that game. She had just 3 points, but 4 steals defensively, led the way.
Well, I'll tell you what she does. She anticipates well. She moves her feet well and gets in the lane to make the turnovers or cause the turnover or steal.
Blacker with another 3. 33-8 now your score. Debris being pressured, tries to find Ramos, and that was a triple team by the Gophers that time.
Bad things happen when you pick the dribble up.
Yeah.
And again, try to stay alive. Now, if you're Frankfort, you have to recognize that, and you have to get open to allow your teammate who has picked a dribble up to get the ball out of her hands before a second, or in that case, a third defender came.
Good look inside. Blacker steps into another one. Drifting just a little bit left it a little short. Debris with the rebound for Frankfort. Trying to dribble out of this Gopher pressure, and there's a foul with the body that time on Rebecca Lloyd. You know, the ties back and forth to these schools are great, too, because Emma McKinney's father, Brent McKinney, was an assistant coach for a long time in the 90s here at Frankfort. A guy that would, be an assistant coach and coach in practice, and then he'd come to the boys club and we'd have open gym and just whoop on us. I mean, he could play, so you had to look out for that. Had to respect the game.
Well, the neat thing about that and what you're talking about, what I love about communities like Frankfort, they have the supporting schools around it, but everyone is focused on the well-being of kids, whether it be athletically or academically. They're involved. We have a nice crowd here tonight, and I think that's just a big deal about a special place like Frankfort.
Double dribble there. Frazier knew it as soon as she put it on the deck the second time.
She was frustrated. She knew what she wanted to do, but just couldn't execute it.
So Neal bring it up here for the Gophers, under a minute. And you can see some attention here. When Neal gets up around half court, they're sending a double team to get the ball out of her hands.
And I think that's smart because everything runs through her, and Tinley really has played well, coming in again, averaging double digits, and really, again, leading the way for only being a sophomore.
To get it ahead to Blacker. She's had a nice night shooting the basketball already, contributing quite a few of those 33 points Clinton Prairie currently has on the board. McKinney looks down low to Lloyd. Had Blacker backdoor. Didn't see her, though. Debris with the rebound.
Nice job by the Hot Dogs of limiting the Gophers to just one shot. Now let's see if they'll settle. Nope, it's going up. I like it.
Caesar, good rotation.
I like what Caesar did there. And I like her length at 5'7". She plays long and really has played well for the Hot Dogs.
Neal with the soft bounce there. Gets one to go right before the half. Another bucket for Neal. It's 35-10. All Clinton Prairie here from Case Arena. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the halftime show. This is really tough for me because I'm trying to remain professional on the show.
And then you got 50 feet of crap and the New York Knicks.
You're 60, so I'm not going to put my hands on you, but I'm going to slap this guy instead. Are we going to have our first real good argument on this show?
That's what everyone wants to hear.
And that is the point. There you go. And then give Clinton Prairie 2 more points.
The fate of your mouth is on your shoulders.
Showtime, Cavity Bud.
Dr. Snyder and the Ardente Dental Guardians help you fight to keep your mouth healthy. Call Dr. Snyder and the Ardente Dental Guardians at 654-7222. We protect smiles of all ages.
Ardente Dental is a happy place.
Every business we work with at Haley's has different security needs. As a certified Medico Security Center, we provide the highest quality products with affordable solutions for your business. E-cylinders fit into your existing hardware and are controlled from your computer. Medico Smart Solutions provide options for different employee access levels. Patented key control, loss and liability protection. Surveillance cameras protect your employees and your business. Call today for your free business security assessment. Let the professionals at Haley's keep your business safe with locations in Lafayette and Crawfordsville.
Hi, I'm Ashley with the Farmers Bank. I'm here to introduce the Farmers Bank mobile banking app for your smartphone. Find us at the App Store or the Play Store. To find our app, search for the Farmers Bank Mobile Banking Fiserv Solutions. Have your finances at your fingertips anytime, all the time. Sign up today. The Farmers Bank, your local bank, your mobile bank, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Mom and Dad, as a teen, I have a right to privacy when it comes to my health care. As a parent or guardian of a teen, there are a few things you can do to help.
Respect our privacy. Let us have one-on-one time with our doctor. Allow us to make our own appointments, fill out our own paperwork, and encourage us to speak up for our own healthcare needs.
For more tips and information, call Healthy Communities at 765-659-6063.
Welcome you back here to Case Arena, where the Clinton Prairie Gophers on top of Frankfort 35-10. It's been all Clinton Prairie here early on. Our halftime show brought to us by our friends at Tipmont REMC. There it is. An in-home energy assessment is the easy, convenient, and free way to measure your home's energy efficiency, lowering your energy bills and saving you money. To schedule your free assessment, visit titmont.org. Titmont REMC, empowering our communities. I want to thank the people, the good people at Titmont REMC. We've actually partnered with them. We talked about that a little bit last week, Coach, with Mulberry Telecommunications and Titmont both being cooperatives, being involved in our communities, that we've partnered and offered. They've deployed some fiber services. We've offered some of those services over that fiber to their customers. It's been a great partnership thus far, and we appreciate them being a part of our broadcast here. But back to the action, Clinton Prairie, it's been all them so far. Defensively, that's what's led to their points.
Well, we talked about this off the air and during the first half. That is where they make their hay. That's what they do well, and that is they turn you over, they limit your opportunities, they contest every shot, and then they transition themselves into a great job of turning, your negative of a turnover or a missed shot into something positive for them. And they've really played well, have been under control, and really have jumped out to the 25-point lead. And it could have been a lot closer. Frankfort had some nice shots, but credit Clinton Prairie, they played some really good defense.
And for the Gophers this week, came out in the new polls. They were ranked number 10 now in 2A. They're starting to get that recognition and some of that respect that they've been wanting and trying to garner at this point. 16-2 on the season. They've had a great run so far, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit because really the two losses on the season, one came to Central Catholic, which is Central Catholic, multiple state championships over there. One of those teams that when you walk in the building, sometimes you're beat before the ball ever tips off, right? And Lafayette Central Catholic 13-7, but you only lost by 5, so you were in that. And you probably didn't show everything you got because that's a sectional opponent you're probably going to have to face down the road. Their other loss, a 4A school, McCutcheon, and in that one, they only lost by 11. Coach, and you got to think at the end of the game, fouling, free throws going, things of that nature, so I have a feeling that game was much closer than the score was indicative of. But to know that you've rallied off 11 straight wins, your two losses are one to a school a lot bigger than you and two a school that has beaten you historically, it's not a bad thing. It's a great season to hang your hat on so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, but when you play this type of defense and your girls take so much pride in shutting down, the opponent, and really breaking their will, you're in every game. What I wanted to see was what is the ability for Clinton Prairie to score points. I've seen them knock down shots. They're good in transition. They run great set plays. I think they're a very complete team. I'll be anxious to see if they can get through the mental block of CC, because I think that's going to be a big challenge in the tournament. Because to your point, there are times the game is over before it ever begins, but they're sitting in a great spot. They've got a chance, as you talked about, to get to 20 wins, and they're handling the success of being ranked awfully well here tonight.
For the Gophers, it's Katie Blacker leading the way. She's got 11 points, knocked down 3 threes there in the second quarter. Emma McKinney chips in with 6. Tinley Neal, the leading scorer for the Gophers, had 8 in the first half, and they got a great bench contribution from Sydney Swan, who's got 6 points early on in this contest. On the other side, it's 5 points for Jessie Ramos, and she leads the Hot Dogs in scoring. And for Jessie, she's already over her season average, averages a little over 4 points per game. She's got 5 here in this one tonight.
Well, I tell you what, she has set the tone for Frankfort. I thought she played really well Friday against Western Boone. She's played better tonight. And it's really, I just like her aggressive style, and I like Caesar. I tell you what, she's been really good. Again, hasn't knocked down all the shots that she's attempted, but the approach, I think that Frankfort's playing so much better tonight than what they did even against Western Boone, just because I think they're getting better and better. And Coach Marsh talked about in his pregame notes to us that he really liked the way the girls practiced, felt like their attitude was very good, and we're seeing that tonight. Yes, it's 35-10. I understand that, but they have played well. They just have not knocked down shots.
For Frankfort, upcoming in their schedule, they've got a couple of teams here. They get a conference opponent next in Southmont. That's on January 23rd, so you'll see them on Thursday. But they finish out their regular season on the road at McConaughey and at Crawfordsville. Those teams collectively only have 11 wins combined, both of them on the short end of the season as well. Those are 2 great opportunities for Frankfort to go out and get a couple of W's before you head into tournament play. And who knows, maybe you get a good draw and you get 1 win. It's something to hang your hat on as you're building on, into next season and beyond.
I know as a coach, when you're doing everything the right way and the girls are bought in like they are, Coach Marsh wants them to see the benefits of what they're doing. He wants them to taste the successes because you're doing what he wants them to do from top to bottom. If they play this hard, this intense against, a Crawfordville, a Mechanical, I like their chances because, again, when you play hard and you can compete, good things normally follow.
You know what you'd love to see if you're a Frankfort fan? Just some shots fall.
Yeah.
They've taken some good shots. They're just not dropping. We've seen that even Friday against Western Boone. Great opportunities, just not falling for this squad. If they ever get hot in a game, look out, because effort is not something you have to question with the Hot Dogs.
Well, the nice thing about the Hot Dogs, every shot, every defensive stop, every foul, everything that's going on, every assist is coming back next year. And I'm telling you what,
that's
right now,
a beautiful point.
You cannot beat experience. I don't care what anybody says. When you come out there in between those lines, it's a whole different experience. And now these girls will have a full year under their belt. It'd be nice, to your point, if they can get a win or two late in the season, maybe even a sectional win, because I tell you what, they're doing the right things. They're just not knocking down shots.
Well, I'd love if our camera crew could go back to that shot of those two gentlemen sitting in the crowd that you had up a moment ago. Right in the middle of the stands, I saw Mr. Moyer, who's been the longtime scorekeeper here at Frankfort, and I saw Mr. Myron Cheesem, who was a longtime administrator and coach at Clinton Prairie. So there's a lot of basketball and knowledge between those two that were sitting in stands. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the third quarter right after this.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
Welcome you back here to Case Arena. Third quarter action here on the ISC Sports Network in cooperation with Hot Dog TV. Coach, we've been talking about the game so much tonight, I failed to even mention the students. What you're seeing, the camera work, the directing, the graphics, all done by students here at Frankfort High School, and we're appreciative of them partnered with us and allowing us to bring these games to your living room.
Well, I tell you what, it's just been nice to see how these students are gaining the experience, something they want to further along here. It's great that Frankfort allows them to have this type of opportunity, hands-on, and they are delivering tonight big time.
37-10, the score. That shot up, no good, but a foul. That's going to send Rebecca Lloyd to the free throw line.
Great job by Lori of giving herself the opportunity to be able to make room for the shot. Wasn't able to knock it down, but did draw the foul.
Lloyd at the line knocks down the first on the season. Rebecca, one of the better free throw shooters here for Clinton Prairie at 76%.
Well, I remember Rebecca from last year, and I just like the way that she plays. I like her game in general. And it's neat to be able to see her raise that level this year.
You know, one thing that these Gophers, for me, that they can really hang their hat on is it's a team effort, team basketball. And Coach Anthrop, in her notes to us when she sent it over, she said, you know, if you want to know about the chemistry in this team, watch the bench. You don't have to watch what's going on the floor. Watch the bench because they're constantly involved. They're into it, cheering on their teammates. Not staring off into, the crowd and space and things of that nature.
When you've got buy-in, and that's what she has here with the Gophers, good things really happen because that's how you build a program, because the girls understand that it will be their turn eventually. And right now, their biggest attribute is to stay positive and cheer on their teammates, and that's a big deal.
Another rebound there and put back. That's Lloyd again.
I like her game. She's really she's really done a nice job as a senior, developing and bringing that leadership and that toughness to her ball club.
Wilson with the takeaway. Down the other way is McKinney. Shot up, doesn't get it to go, but a foul that time will be whistled against Debris. I've got her for at least 3.
Yeah, I've got her three as well, and really a nice take there by Emma McKinney. She really did a nice job of kind of hesitating and letting the defense kind of slide and almost commit, and then she was able to go around her and was able to not knock it down, but at least draw the foul.
First shot no good for McKinney. This Sagamore Conference, very competitive, especially towards the top end of the conference this year in girls basketball. Danville at 6-0 in the conference, Tri-West at 6-1. Then you got those other teams that we saw, like Lebanon and Webo, that are right there. But just to show you the upper echelon and where they're at, Danville played North Montgomery the other night on our network on Friday in a varsity doubleheader. And at one point in time, I believe the score was like 70-something to 18. The Danville girl team just absolutely put it on North Montgomery's squad, and that just shows you where they're at. 14-5 on the year, 6-0 in conference play, and they've got to be the odds-on favorite to win that sectional 25, as they're also in there with Frankfort.
Well, I'll tell you what, boys and girls at Danville are having a great year and really doing a nice job, and it's just a tribute to what goes on in that good community over there in Danville. Did a nice job in football and got to the semi-state, and so again they're in a good run of athletes there for Danville.
Coach Brian Barber does a fantastic job year in and year out with that boys program. Blacker the other way, can't get it to go. This one knocked out of bounds by Valdez.
Tell you what, Katie was kind of caught, dribbled, take a second dribble, or not, tried to take an extra step, and just didn't shoot that layup in rhythm.
That's why the guys in the NBA just travel right there. And they take that third little step just to make sure they have their footing down.
Third, fourth, or fifth, or whatever it might take, depending on who you are. Yes.
Katie Blacker having a fantastic night.
16. That's 7 above her, or at least 6.5 above her average. A nice job of knocking down some threes.
12 points from behind the arc tonight. That's Katie Blacker. She said, I don't mind coming into a bigger arena like Case Arena and letting it fly. That different space and air in here doesn't bother me.
Well, I tell you what, the backdrop here is awesome. It really lends itself to a great place to shoot the basketball, and Katie is showing that tonight, and then some. We saw the Frankfort boys both on Friday and Saturday light it up at times. And again, I think it's a shooter's gym. And it's a gym if you like to shoot the ball from the outside. It's very friendly.
Frankfort basketball. Over 5 minutes to go here. Third quarter action on the ISC Sports Network. Sean Walker, Lance Scheib calling the night's action for you. Debris puts it on the deck. Blacker got a hand on it. Debris a little strong. Gophers now the other way. Wilson thought about it for a minute. They find Blacker. She's had the high hand. This one bounces twice. Boy, she's got a soft touch.
Again, nice rhythm, nice shot. Ball leaves her hand well. And really, you and I both are kind of shocked the ball didn't go in. But again, I like the way that she's playing. I like the way that Clinton Prairie's playing. They're sharing the ball well. They're spacing well offensively, and they're still locking down. Frankfort's yet to score in this third quarter.
Sandoval over to Debris. A kind of a forced shot that time from Frazier. Good defense from the Gophers. However, Debris stays with it and then taken back by the Gophers. Official scorekeeper is earning his money tonight with the jump balls and the steals.
And I tell you what, Katie Blacker is feeling it tonight with 18 and really is just playing a lights-out great game.
She's coming off a nice night with Carroll. In Prairie's last game, she had 7 points, a couple of rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. A little bit of everything that night. Tonight, it's been all scoring for Katie Blacker.
Well, the junior really is playing well, and again, I just like the way that nothing is forced. She's sharing the ball well, but she's also knocking down shots when given the opportunity.
Great ball movement for the Gophers. Gets a wide open look here. Doesn't go. However, Lloyd with the rebound down low. Wilson, shot no good. Sandoval there for Frankfort. Going to get a reach-in foul here on Blacker. That's her second foul. Team's third foul in the quarter. Big substitutions here for the Gophers a timeout going to be taken as well. That'll give us an opportunity to thank one of our sponsors. How about we thank FiberHawk? Their internet's now available. It's super fast. No more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, FiberHawk.
Well, we knew coming into this game that Clinton Prairie took a lot of pride in their defense, only giving up 35.7 points a game. They've held Frankfort to 10 points. In that first half, Frankfort had a lot of shots that didn't fall, scored only 10 points. In this start of the third quarter, they've had very few shot opportunities. Great job by Clinton Prairie. They are really locking down Frankfort right now, who has not scored in the third quarter.
Talked about defensively for the Gophers coach. On the season, they have only allowed 50 or more points twice. One of those games they lost, one of those games they won.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's what I really like is I think they play really good team defense, and I think they really are very unselfish offensively. That leads to a lot of success.
One of those games they won 57-55 over Lebanon. Lebanon is 11-8 on the season, having a great year from many standards. 3-2 in conference play in the Sagamore Conference, and they're a 3A school.
No,
so they played up in size and got it done.
Sure, and they've done a nice. When you compete, that's the number one thing as a coach. The one attribute you've got to be able to have is you have to want to be able to compete, because that leads to just better opportunities, and it gives you a chance in every game. When you don't compete, bad things happen, and these Gophers compete, and they compete hard.
Tie up here. It'll remain Frankfort basketball. 48-10 your score. We talked about Frankfort's upcoming schedule with South Maconaquah and Crawfordsville. For Clinton Prairie, we said 4 winnable games. One of them's tonight here against Frankfort. They've got Eastern, which is a 13-6 team. It's a winnable game. It's probably going to be a tough game. Sydney Swan gets the bucket. She's got 8 on the night. They got Tipton, which is 10-9, and they got Clinton Central, who are 12-7 on the season. Again, nobody's going to roll over and play dead in these, but great opportunity for the Gophers nonetheless to get to those 20 wins. Sandoval shooken up down here on the other end. Good to see her up on her feet.
When you're able to compete, play hard, play great defense, block out, limit your opponent's shot opportunities, you're in every game. Yes, these next, after tonight, they've got 3 games that they can win, but they're going to have to play well.
Yep.
If I'm Amy Anthrop, I'm happy about that, because you want to be playing and peaking at the tournament, and those games allow you to do that.
Those are definitely some great, you hate to call them tune-up games, but you're going to face some good competition heading into tournament play.
Well, the nice thing is if you schedule your games right, you're going to end up playing different styles, different type of programs, which should help you then prepare for the tournament. And when you see things, it should not surprise you.
Also, those games are very important, especially against Eastern and Clinton Central, because right now the Gophers are undefeated in the Hoosier Heartland Conference, but you've got someone like Eastern that's 5-2 that's hoping to get a share of that title if you somehow slip up and lose 2 of those games.
Well, and that last one. You're talking about your biggest foe, your biggest opponent, the one that you circle every year that you want to know, when do we play? When do we play Clinton Central? That's a game you don't want to lose. And I know that all the games, Amy's going to have their attention, but that one in particular, from a student body and a community-wise, boy, that draws a lot of attention.
I'm not trying to be funny here, Coach, but when my kids started at Clinton Prairie, they already knew their alphabet, but in kindergarten, they taught you, they solidified a little further on the alphabet, and you learned your ABCs a little further, and it was always beat Central. And that has been instilled from day one, and they don't even play sports, and they come home and they know. We're not supposed to lose to Central. Haley Padgett gets a shot there.
Well, it's when you have that type of community that understands what athletics does for a community, what it does for kids. And I think that's it just breeds that success and that understanding that, you know, there are winners and there are losers, and you need to do everything that you can to be successful. And you do that by starting out early of understanding what we have to do to be successful. And that is understanding that we want to be able to beat Central and understand that there are our rivals. I love it.
You know what I mean? It stretches all the way back to the days of Connie Garrett. Some of her biggest rivalries were very good Clinton Central, whether it was on the volleyball court or the basketball court. It was those teams that would compete. I mean, there was one year, Coach, where Clinton Central had 3 losses on the season, and all 3 losses were to Connie Garrett's Gophers. That's part of the Connie Garrett story. You can see that on the ISC Sports Network in our documentary that we covered. This timeout will allow us to thank another sponsor tonight. Let's thank our friends at Healthy Communities. Finding and applying for health insurance is hard, especially now, and we get that. Our mission is to help not only children and families, but everyone. We can help you obtain the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Our help is free, unbiased, and local. For more information, visit healthyclintonccounty.org. We want to thank Laura Archibald, the Director of Healthy Communities of Clinton County, a former Gopher great herself, playing on those volleyball teams for Connie Garrett that we just talked about, as well as Kathy Martin, who is now the head coach at Rossville, was a former Clinton Prairie Gopher volleyball player, as well as countless others.
Well, I walked in and did the boys game with Lafayette Central Catholic and Clinton Prairie, and I just was amazed as you walk into the gym and walk into the school, all the success on the walls there. A school like Clinton Prairie, the size, that just tells me they take care of their students. They hire great teachers who also are fantastic coaches.
The program's definitely in good hands, and it's a testament to what you just said, who they hire and who they employ, and they've been fantastic over the years. Little push off there, and an offensive foul will be called against Debris, and that's number 4 on her. When you look at it defensively, the Gophers have subbed in some of those younger players and reserves that don't see, you know, a ton of minutes here in varsity action, but the intensity is still the same. You've seen their starters all on the bench now, but the 5 for the Gophers are still bringing the intensity.
And they practice against the starters all year. So again, it's nice to see these girls rewarded to be able to play in a rivalry game here at Frankfort. And it's nice to see them executing well. Nice move.
Shot down low for Sydney Swan.
10.
She's double figures now. As we approach the 4th quarter, got to get a shot up here. Frazier, it's good if it goes. Unable to get that one to go. 56-10, your score here from Case Arena. We'll be back with the 4th quarter action here on the ISC Sports Network right after these messages.
Mom, we're late, and I left my soccer bag at Cindy's, and I need to get my dress today.
It's okay, honey. I'll take care of it.
Oh, Mom, I'll take care of it.
We'll take care of it. With more ways to access Indiana's most highly skilled primary care doctors.
Stop!
Indiana University Health makes it easy to take care of your family.
What? I told you I'd take care of it.
Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALth.
Hello, love. Welcome back to another edition of SAC Takes TV. I am by far the most humble person here. Okay, I'm a lot better than he is. If you're getting accused of celebrating too much, maybe you have some good team chemistry. This is just a recurring theme in our lives.
Welcome you back inside Case Arena. Good look inside that Frankfort huddle here on the ISC Sports Network in cooperation with the Hot Dog TV Network. I want to thank the students coming out, assisting us, running graphics, cameras, directing. I want to thank the teacher radio TV program, Mr. Richard Salee. Couldn't be with us tonight because he is the varsity wrestling coach, and Frankfort Wrestling having a great season. They have a match tonight. But he got everything set up, all ready to roll. Said, hey, the lights are even on for you. Turned on the heat. Anything else?
Well, I tell you what, he's not the only one that turned the heat on here, because Clinton Prairie has played, has definitely turned it up, especially here in the second half, not allowing Frankfort a single point thus far in the second half.
Scoreless in the 3rd quarter were the Hot Dogs.
And in the first half, they had some great looks, great shots. In that third quarter, even with the backups, Clinton Prairie did a nice job of really limiting the opportunities for Frankfort to even get a shot up.
Offensive foul there for Blacker. Didn't come set when she set that screen. Kind of just slid right into her and rolled. That's her third foul. She's a game-high scorer tonight with 18 points so far as Blacker, doubling her output on the season per game. Wilson just steps in and takes that one away.
Great hands. Nice job by Wilson of understanding the ball was presenting itself to her, and she did a great job of flipping it up or tipping it up and creating a steal.
Neal with it for Clinton Prairie. Gonna swing it back outside to Blacker. Down low to Blacker. Shot up. She'll be fouled. She'll go to the line. Coach, for people watching at home, they're seeing Clinton Prairie's starters back on the floor up 46. And some may say, why are you doing that? You're just rubbing it in. But I'm not one of those people, Coach, and here's why. I think we just talked about the 4 games that are upcoming. We've seen what happens in the NFL every year when you sit your starters and they're rusty and they don't come out and play and perform. Now, if they had 90 on the board right now and it was a little more lopsided, absolutely.
Well, I think it's really important for your girls to start every quarter like they will in the next 3 games. Now, I don't think that we'll see these starters probably past the 5-minute mark, but you're going to see them. I like what Coach Anthrop's doing because, again, there are things they're trying to work on. They're concerned about themselves here. They're not as worried about what the score is. Will they execute? That's what she's really focused on defensively and offensively. So I like it.
Frankfort works the ball around here. Frazier ends up with it. They're going to say a jump ball. Possession turns over to the Gophers. Thought they were going to whistle for a travel, but I thought she did a good job of keeping one foot on the ground.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either, but I did see where the ball got stuck, and so I was blocked, so I assumed the Clem Prairie defense caused that jump ball.
Blacker with it. Free throw line jumper. Can't get it to go. She's got 19 on the night. I think she's trying to get over that 20-point mark.
Well, she's played well. She really has done a nice job, a very complete game. Nice job rebounding, nice job on defense. She's knocked down some really big shots here tonight.
Valdez. Ball poked away by Wilson. Wilson's pesky on defense.
Great hands. And, again, what I like about her, again, she anticipates very, very well. She understands she beats the opponent to their spot, which is really great on anticipation.
Blacker spin move, can't get it to go. Caesar with the rebound for Frankfort. You got 5 new Gophers set to check in. Coach, you said 5-minute mark. It's about 5:20. You're going to be on by the time this happens. Partially tipped there.
Look for a timeout here by Coach Ant. Yeah, she wants to get the girls in. Yeah, good call.
Substitution will take place. So coming into the game now will be Hadley Wilson, as well as Kylie Mash, Sydney Swan, Riley Ward, and Haley Padgett. I had to figure out who I missed there for a minute.
Class act by Coach Anthrop. She knows that the game has been well over, but wants to get a lot of experience now for her subs. But great job of letting her starters play for 2 minutes, roughly, or 2.5 minutes in the fourth quarter, just to get in that rhythm of playing and starting all 4 quarters.
See these substitutions come in. A girl that I would love to see check in for the Gophers tonight is Claire Eckenbarger. Her father works with me. We affectionately call him Deuce. We affectionately refer to her as the Bear. I'm hoping she gets an opportunity to come out on the floor.
Well, with the subs in already, I think that she's got a chance to be able to get in here. And it's just nice to see the girls that practice all the time get a chance to play in a varsity game. That is that experience is just invaluable.
Swan with it, mid-range jump shot. Can't get it to go. Number 40 is Heather Masson-Gill for the Hot Dogs. She checked in. freshman here listed for the Hot Dogs, 5'5". Also into the game is Karina Alanis, number 5 for Frankfort. So 2 players for the Hot Dogs seeing their first varsity action tonight.
And you talked about this earlier. There's not a drop-off with intensity when the second unit's in the game for Clinton Prairie.
You feel like you're watching the same squad.
You really do. I like the young girls here. I like their length. I like how they play in general. And, again, they're doing exactly what Coach Anthrop was, and that is they're playing Clinton Prairie basketball.
She quoted, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
And we've asked her a handful of times, just like we do with all coaches, can you give us some keys to victory? And she said it's the same every game. It's play Clinton Prairie basketball.
Well, the neat thing is she knows what that is firsthand because she was here doing that.
Yeah.
And all she's doing is carrying on a tradition, and a tradition doesn't start overnight. And she has done a nice job of building on that and making that tradition her own and the future as well.
For these young Hot Dogs, again, an uphill season this year, but going to be much better for it. No seniors on the squad. Every single one of these girls coming back. You've got to think there's another group of girls that are coming and going to join. You hope that there's some weapons there that'll help fulfill as these girls now, sophomores, start to play like juniors. Juniors start to play like seniors, even though they're not. Timeout in the game here.
Just want to get Tatum Nash, I believe, in the game for the Gophers.
That's actually Caitlin Beck. She wears the same number.
Oh, I got you.
I know that because she was on the softball team I coached back in the day.
I got you.
So Kylie Mash will head to the line here for the Gophers. Good shot at Kylie. Saw her father in the stands, Jeremy Mash. First shot off the mark. It was a good shot at Coach. I keep wanting to say Newhart. That is Amy Anthrop. It's not Amy Newhart anymore. Tough habits are hard to break, Coach. Mash misses both. Paget back up. A little strong. It'll stay with the Gophers, though.
Well, there's so many things that you can learn about yourself getting out here in a varsity game. And there's so many things now that Coach Anthrop can reiterate to her girls and emphasize this is why we do it in practice. This is why we're asking you to do that extra defense slide, take that extra step, anticipate better. And again, everything still focuses on the defensive end, but now you can see it on film, and now you can coach even the younger kids, which really helps the program build.
Hadley Wilson at the line for the Gophers. Our first free throw attempt. Nothing but net.
Nice.
Nice job for Hadley, only shooting 36% from the free throw line on the season. She gets her first one to go here.
Didn't look like a 36% free throw shooter. I liked how she set the ball and it rolled off her hand.
This is that one, broadcaster jinx in full effect.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love it.
Ward out with the rebound, and they'll reset things as Ward looks for a teammate, finds Wilson. Throw it away, nearly threw it away there. I thought Massengill was going to come up with the steal.
Well, the patience and spacing offensively for Prairie has been good all night with the reserves or with the starters. And I just like the way that you're seeing movement, you're seeing pick and cut, and I think that's a nice job there, again, of running the offense and making it count against somebody that is not familiar with you and not against your own kids. They're picking and popping, and I like it, but there's a lot of movement. And, again, it's real simple. It's ball screen roll, and what can you do to develop, an easy shot just like that?
Wilson that time, they kind of lulled him with the same play over and over, and then they faked the screen. She drove to her right.
They overplayed. Great. There's only certain things that they can do. Frankfort had seen that same thing over and over again like we talked about, and they just overplayed it. Nice job of recognizing that.
Frazier that time gets it to go, but they wave the shot off, say the foul's on the floor. Jordan's looking at him like, come on, give me one here. Frazier averages a little over 6 points per contest. She had 10 the other night against Western Boone, but tonight has been held scoreless in this contest. Hadley Wilson's going to check out, I believe that it was Sydney Swan that came in for her. Caesar comes back out for Frankfort. Padgett with the rebound. Beck with it now for the Gophers. Under 2 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. Again, this one decided quite some time ago. Both teams still giving max effort, though, here in fourth quarter. Swan drives to the bucket, gets it one to go. She's got 12 now. Nice night for the freshman.
I like how the freshman is playing. 5'10", controls her body well, especially for a youngster. And with 10 points off the bench, I like the way that she's played.
I can tell you from coaching her in softball, there weren't many girls that I ever saw that mad at that age. And we're talking like 6, 7, 8 years old, like 8 and under softball. When she got beat, she did not like to lose. And so one of the most competitive girls I've ever had the pleasure to coach.
Well, I tell you what, that's the one thing that, again, as a parent, if you can instill in your child a willingness to compete, and it just takes them in through all the trials and tribulations of sports, but in life in general, whether it's in the classroom, and I just think that we miss that at times, that we want to give everyone a trophy and do all these things. And I'm not saying that you've got to, not recognize everyone, but if your child will compete and you can instill upon them the importance of that is such a big deal and a great character builder for them in the future.
Yeah, Swan, as a freshman for the Gophers, led the team in blocks for the volleyball team.
Well, she controls her body really well. I've been impressed. I mean, of all the girls here tonight, and Blacker has played unbelievable, but I really like the way that Swan has come off the bench, and she really has given the Gophers some great minutes.
Ward nearly with the turnover there. Frazier secures it for the Hot Dogs. Under 20 seconds. Frazier, shot doesn't fall. Now the Gophers get it across the timeline here, and they'll more than likely dribble this one out. That's what they're telling Ward now. Get it across. And hats off. These Clinton Prairie Gophers definitely came in and worked their game plan and defense tonight as we roll this one right into our post-game show. Beautiful night of basketball, Coach. Post-game show tonight brought to us by Healthy Communities. Finding and applying for health insurance is hard, especially now, and we get that. Our mission is to help not only children and families, but everyone. We can help you obtain the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Our help is free, unbiased, and local. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. Fantastic night of basketball, Coach. You mentioned Katie Blacker for the Gophers with 19 points on the night. She led the way for both squads. And for the Gophers defensively, they held Frankfort scoreless in the second half. That is almost unheard of in a basketball game.
Well, what I was impressed with was, yes, they held them scoreless, but the lack of opportunities that Frankfort had to score and shoot the basketball, great credit to Coach Anthrop and all the girls that played for Clinton Prairie tonight, because they came in, they adjusted well at halftime. They really came out with even more of a purpose in the second half than they did the first half. And then look at what Katie Blacker did. She gives you 19. You got Tenley Neal gives you 12. Sydney Swan 12 as well. If they can score, in the 60s, they'll be hard to daggone beat here. And I just like from top to bottom, we did not see a drop off of intensity. Great job by the Gophers.
Balanced effort, great night for the Clinton Prairie Gophers. The Frankfort Hot Dogs were led in scoring by Jessie Ramos. She had 5. Caesar and Sandoval both chipped in a bucket, and Valdez gave them 1 from the free throw line. And that rounds out your scoring for the Hot Dogs. Great night of basketball here on the ISC Sports Network. We appreciate you all for tuning in our cooperation here with Hot Dog TV. Thank you to all the students. You see their names on the screen there. Hats off again to Richard Salee, the teacher of the program. For Lance Scheib, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in here on the ISC Sports Network. We hope you will join us next time. Our cameras are back in case again this coming weekend. It'll be boys basketball, Clinton Central versus the Hot Dogs of Frankfort.